Hello everyone and welcome back to Chapter 4, focusing on the grammatical endings S, ES, and ED. Here we're going to focus on the grammatical endings S and ES and the grammar for which these endings are used. And you can see the examples here, and we talked about these in Chapter 5 of the previous course, ESL 65. We add S and ES endings in English to make nouns plural. We haven't checked the answers yet, right? Add S whenever we want to make nouns plural. Verbs in the present tense in the third person singular when we talk about the subjects he, she, or it, we also add the S or ES. It's a unique feature of English and a feature that students need to practice a lot in order to master. I hope that answers your question. So here it's a verb, not a noun. It, whatever was said, is the third person singular. It answers. I answer. You answer, we answer, they answer. But when we talk about he, she, or it, we have to add the S ending or ES ending. So plurals is one grammatical form where we add S. Verbs in the present tense, third person singular present tense, we add an S. For possessives as well, you can see an example up here from the previous exercise. Apostrophe S. Right, to indicate possession. Anne's dance. My teacher's opinion. Apostrophe S we use for possession. And then the last grammatical construction are contractions. Do not, or actually no, that's not true. Well, that's a contraction, but here with the contraction and the apostrophe S, for example, it is would be its, or he is would be he's. So we contract the vowel sound, we negate it with the apostrophe, and then we leave the S there. So with contractions, you'll see an S is also added. So what about the pronunciation? How does the pronunciation vary? Because this S ending or ES ending, sometimes it sounds like an S consonant sound. Sometimes it sounds like a Z consonant sound. And then other times it'll be like a ez. So an extra vowel sound, the schwa, right? And then the Z consonant sound. So how do we know? How do we know when to pronounce it with the S, Z, or schwa and Z cluster there? And here you have some rules, and we're going to go ahead and identify those together. So look at group 1. Fit, fits. Step, steps. Mark, marks. Which of those three vowel sounds did you hear? For the consonant S, fits. Steps, marks. You go to your interactive chart, and we try the first one, the S consonant sound, fits.
S.
Marks.
S.
Yeah, it's the S consonant sound, right? So we can say for group 1, a voiceless sound, words that end in a voiceless. Now remember from previous chapter, what does voiceless mean? Voiceless means that that consonant sound has no vibration, right? We're not using our vocal cords to create that sound, and that instead we're using aspiration. And remember what aspiration means? Aspiration is when we have a breath of air a push of air out of the mouth to create this sound, this silent, voiceless sound that we can hear the air, but we can't hear or feel the vibration of the vocal cords. Let's say that one more time. And anytime we come across these rules, you should know now that maybe hopefully you have a notebook of some sort and you're jotting these down. The first rule is that a voiceless consonant sound at the very end of the word, if that consonant sound is voiceless, then the S or ES is pronounced as an S consonant sound. Fits, steps, marks, t, 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 p, 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 k, k, k. Those are all voiceless consonant sounds, and for that reason, when we add an S or ES or apostrophe S, that S is going to have a S consonant sound. So look at group 2 together. Pay, pays. Read, reads. Laura, Laura's. What consonant sound did you hear for that group, group 2? Pays, reads. Laura's. D and T are very similar to each other. T, 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 d, d, d. D is voiced, but it's not as voiced as the Y vowel / consonant sound or the A vowel sound. Remember, vowel sounds are always voiced, right? Consonant sounds are also voiced, but some are more voiced than others. In any case, though, the consonant sound for this group is Z, 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 Z.
Z, Z, Z.
Right? And so what can we conclude here? The rule that we can make is that when a word ends in a voiced sound, and it could be a voiced consonant sound like D, D, or it could be a vowel, right, which is always voiced. Anytime the word ends in a voiced sound, the S or ES is pronounced as a Z consonant sound. Anytime the word ends in a voiced consonant sound or voiced vowel sound, then the S or ES will make a Z consonant sound. Voiceless, voiceless consonant sound. Voiced, voiced consonant sound. So you can see that it kind of flows. It makes sense, right? Voiceless matches voiceless, and voiced matches voiced. I mean, S is a voiceless consonant sound, right? And Z is a voiced consonant sound. So this makes sense that the two would match. Last one, a sibilant consonant sound. S, the S, Z, or
Sh, sh, sh.
the sh consonant sound, or what was the other one? Ch,
Ch, ch, ch.
the ch consonant sound, or the j, j, j.
J, j, j.
Any of those consonant sounds, when the word ends with any of those consonant sounds, then we actually have to add another syllable, right? The schwa vowel sound, the schwa vowel sound. Very common, most common. Remember, unstressed and unstressed syllables in English. More often than not, this is the vowel sound that we use. Very, very common in English. We talked about it in the previous course to create rhythm, right? When we talked about stressed and unstressed words, stressed and unstressed syllables in English, we reduce vowel sounds to this schwa vowel sound to create this rhythm, to make it easier to recognize syllable stress in words and word stress in a whole complete sentence or phrase, right? So this is very, very common, that vowel sound. So we add the schwa and then the Z consonant sound. Take a listen. Teach, teaches. Office, offices. George, George's. Tricky, right? Because you see S, but it's actually pronounced Z. Same thing that we saw up here with these voiced sounds at the very end of the words. Kind of need to coach yourself, practice. This is just how English works. This is the relationship between consonant sounds and one another, the relationship of voiced and voiceless consonant sounds together with one another. So for exercise 4, it's not an assignment. I want you to practice. And we'll practice just in particular with these words that end in these consonant sounds here. We're looking at the third group, right? That end in syllabic consonant sounds, these consonant sounds that we just looked at a moment ago, and how we need to add the schwa and the Z consonant sound. So listen to CD1, track 37, maybe even before, pronounce each of these words, and you can see the consonant sound that's used at the end of each of these. And then tap your desk or snap your fingers or count your fingers, whichever method you use. Count the amount of syllables, and remember, in each syllable there's always going to be a vowel sound. Count the amount of syllables that you hear in the first column compared to the second column, and you'll see here how the ES adds a consonant sound and a vowel sound right together. So give that a listen, train your ear, and in doing so, you're really going to be training your mind and your mouth to be able to produce that when you're speaking and pronouncing in English.